What's the most touching thing you've seen at a hospital? I was visiting my grandfather in the cancer ward when I witnessed an 8-year-old boy teaching his roommate, a gruff 70-year-old Vietnam veteran, how to play video games while they both received chemotherapy treatments. I was walking down the hall to visit my grandfather when I heard laughter coming from one of the rooms. This was unusual for the oncology floor, which was typically pretty quiet and somber. Inside the room, I saw two patients connected to IV drips. One was a little boy, maybe 8 years old, holding a Nintendo Switch. The other was an older man with tattoos covering his arms, looking like he'd rather be anywhere else. "Come on, Mr. Frank," the kid was saying. "You just press this button to jump and this one to shoot the bad guys." The old man, Frank, was squinting at the screen with the concentration of someone defusing a bomb. "These controls are more complicated than helicopter navigation," he grumbled. "You were a helicopter pilot?" the boy asked excitedly. "That's so cool. I'm Tommy." "Vietnam," Frank said simply. "Long time ago." I learned later that Tommy had been in the hospital for 3 months fighting leukemia. Frank had just started treatment for lung cancer and was having a rough time adjusting to the long hours of chemotherapy. "My grandson tried to show me this stuff," Frank said, fumbling with the controller. "Never could figure it out." "It's easy once you get the hang of it," Tommy said patiently. "Here, let me show you the secret level." Over the next hour, I watched this unlikely friendship develop. Tommy would explain the game mechanics while Frank shared stories about flying missions in Vietnam. "You know what's funny?" Frank said during one of their gaming sessions. "My grandson always gets frustrated when I can't keep up with these games. But you're the first person who's actually patient enough to teach me." Tommy smiled. "My dad's not very good at games either. But he tries because he knows I like them." That's when Frank's expression changed. "Where's your dad, kid?" "He had to go back to work," Tommy said quietly. "Mom stays with me most days, but she had to take my sister to school today." Frank looked around the empty room, then at Tommy sitting alone with his IV pole. "Well, I guess you're stuck with me for company today." "I don't mind," Tommy said. "You're way cooler than most grown-ups. You actually flew helicopters." The next week, when I visited my grandfather again, Frank and Tommy were still gaming together. But this time, Frank had brought his own controller. "I bought this online," Frank explained to me. "Figured if I'm going to be stuck here for months, might as well learn something new." When Tommy finally got to go home after his treatment ended, Frank hugged him goodbye. "You taught me more than video games, kid," Frank said. "You taught me that it's never too late to make a new friend. Sometimes healing isn't just about medicine. It's about finding someone who makes the hardest days bearable."